All right, Jaleel, a tough day at Idaho, a back-and-forth ball game. You played up a level against an FBS opponent. What's it like when you play guys with, a little more size, a little more speed?
It's always good competition to play guys like that, but we don't really look at that when we see an opponent. We always just try to focus on what we can control, scheme, our calls, our checks, stuff like that. Because when you start focusing on them, that's when you start making too many mistakes, and then your game plan goes out the window.
You missed a ball game after getting hurt against Clemson. What was that like, having to sit one out, and then how much does it mean to get back in there?
It felt terrible sitting out watching the game. Me as a person, I don't like to sit and watch anything. I like to be a part of things. So when I got hurt, I was trying my hardest to get back for Tennessee Tech, but they didn't want to risk anything and put me in. So I just had to sit there and just eat it. But I was happy to get back last week and be able to play for Idaho.
You've become a veteran on the defense. Malik Rivera took your place in the lineup when you were out. Do you find yourself in a situation now where you're teaching guys how to do things?
I've always been in that situation. Even last year I was in that situation. I was just trying to help guys below me. That way we can have depth just in case I do get hurt. Luckily last year I didn't get hurt. I played just about every snap last year. But this year it's been kind of flip-flop. I've been in and out. I haven't finished the game yet this season completely.
All right, this week it's Gardner Webb. Last year was a back-and-forth, high-scoring game. What do you recall about that game against the Bulldogs?
Just a lot of passing yards. It kind of put stress on our secondary and we had a lot of question marks coming out of that game, but it helped define us. It helped us become a better secondary and know that, yes, they are going to catch balls, but we have to limit what they do get.
This year they look like they're a little different. Their quarterback seems to be more of an option guy. What does that mean when you line up against them defensively?
We just got to make sure we contain him because we watched a little film last night and we see that he doesn't like to run it all the time, but if he needs to, he can create a big play anytime with his legs. So we have to be prepared for that. Make sure we always have a quarterback player and somebody on the pitch guy.
All right, Lorenzo, you had a nice game against Idaho, big long touchdown run. When you look back at that ball game, what went well for the offense? Because you did pile up a bunch of points.
As far as offensively, we executed the plays that we needed to. Unfortunately, we had a couple where we had some turnovers, but as a whole for the game, I think we did pretty good as far as execution.
Where do you think the offense is right now in terms of development? You have a couple of new offensive linemen, some younger guys playing at some positions. Do you think this offense is – where do you think this offense is in terms of getting to where it needs to be?
Starting the season, I feel like we had some younger players who were just now starting to really hit the field. But now, going into the fourth game of the season, I feel like they're starting to get more comfortable and knowing what they are doing and what the scheme or what we're trying to do, and they're starting to execute the plays.
You play Gardner Webb this week. What do you recall from the game last year against them? A very high-scoring game.
It was very high-scoring. I feel like going into the game, we're going to go the same way we've been going. We know what defense they're going to run. They may throw some new stuff at us, but at the same time, we're going to execute what we need to run.
You had 150 rushing yards against these guys last year. What do you recall about where that success came from, why you had such a good day?
I would say, of course I would give it some offensive linemen of opening holes, but just coach calling the right plays at the right time, just opening it up.